Hey, what's up guys? And today we are actually answering a challenge from a, dare I say, a couple months ago that Josh Haynes sent out.
I guess I gotta challenge some people now. I'm gonna challenge, let's say, 3 people. The second one, let's do initial focus. You 3 are nominated, give me a gear video, show me what you got, show me all the good stuff, unless it's Sony, and then just get the F out.
So if you haven't checked him out already, link of course is in the description below. So what I bring with me on every shoot is pretty much 2 bags. We have my main kind of tech bag here, and then this Pelican case. So between these 2 things, pretty much have all of the necessities. These are also kind of my filmmaking go bag. So if I randomly get a call real quick, like, hey, let's go shoot this thing. These bags are pretty much both ready to go at any given moment. But first, let's dive into this backpack here. So I'm actually a big backpack fanatic. I love trying out different bags, and this is the one that I've stuck with the longest. For a handful of reasons. This one is actually made by Under Armour, and it's the partnership with The Rock. So it's part of his Project Rock collection, and I am absolutely in love with this bag. Not only because I have a huge man crush on The Rock, but also just because it has every compartment for everything I need. Literally, it was funny, the first time I put all my tech bags into this, from chargers to headphones to everything, it's like this bag was made for the exact amount and the exact products that I was putting into it. For example, my Bose headphones right here in the front perfectly fit inside of there. Love it. Let's just start here. Obviously, I have headphones here in the front. These are Bose headphones. These are not the wireless versions. Great headphones nonetheless. I use this for audio monitoring off the H4, or if I'm just generally traveling. Obviously, they're great airplane headphones. Sticking along to the exterior here, we got a small compartment up front. In here I have various stuff. Of course, AirPods. Don't go anywhere without that. Have iPad Pro charger, pretty much ready to go. And down below here, I have a case which has a 4 terabyte Seagate drive. Mostly what I use is the T3 and T5 Samsung SSDs, but having a nice big storage capacity on drive like a 4 terabyte is great. So if I totally fill up one of those cards on a shoot, then I can have a backup of the footage on this guy. And here, this is actually kind of like a selfie stick on steroids. Oh, that's gonna fall. This is from the DJI Osmo series, but what I really like about it is it fits the, of course, Osmo Mobile, and really you can throw any product you want on here. It is a traditional tripod mount at the top, but anyway, you can put like a GoPro on here just fine, and it's always nice to have. And then in here, this thing I have had for years. I believe this was actually one of my first videos I ever did on YouTube, was a review of the Rav Power Turbo Series portable charger here. I absolutely love this battery bank. Again, I've used it for years. This thing is 20,100 milliamp, so you can charge a lot of devices or a device many times, and it's got everything from quick charge, a couple normal USBs, and a USB-C port, which at the time that I got it was nice and forward thinking and hard to find. And then inside the little case here, lightning cable for iPhones. All right, so now we're gonna jump into the main compartment in here. What we got first? All right, so these things everyone should have. I actually won these in Armando's One Light Challenge. These were one of the prizes. Was the Aperture M9, I believe is the model number. Yes, AL M9. So I got a pair of these, and these are the best just go-to ready lights. I usually have a warm gel and a cool gel on one of them, ready to go. Great accent lights, always good to have, and just carabiner them together. So that way I know I always have both. And sticking to the line of prizes, this again was another win from the One Light Challenge. This is another battery bank. It's a 12,000 milliamp, but the big difference between this one is it actually has a 120 volt regular US charger on top. This I absolutely love, because at the time I had a MacBook still, and so I could plug in my full-on MacBook and kind of get an emergency charge. And all the major stuff that I can, of course, I will link all this stuff in the description below if you want to check this stuff out. Next up, we have the DJI Osmo Mobile. I did a video on this last year as well, and I absolutely love this thing just for how fast and easy it is to set up. You simply just throw your phone in there, turn it on, and you instantly have stabilized footage. And of course, in the bag I have extra batteries, charging cables, and other various accessories for the mobile. So this is the carrying case for the DJI Mavic. This is the Pro Series 1, so this isn't the latest Pro 2. So this is the Mavic Pro. I don't always find myself using a drone, but when you have it and when you're at a place where the shots are necessary, it's great to have on hand. I love the fact that everything completely fits in this small carrying case, from the sun hood to 2 batteries, the remote controller. There's a lot of cases out there that I've seen that are nice, but they almost are their own standalone backpack. And I like the fact that this one is small, it's a hard shell, so I know it's safe, you know, has a handle if I want to just hold it by itself, but it's nice that it fits in a backpack like this as well. If you guys don't know, I sold my MacBook and got the latest iPad Pro, the 12.9 inch. Absolutely love this thing. And this is actually a off-brand case that I just got. I really like it because it has a Apple Pencil 2 holder, and the holder is not external to the case. It's all kind of in there, if you can see that. And I really like that about it. And then it does the traditional fold up. So I'll do a video on the iPad Pro and this case separately, but there you go. And then, as I mentioned, for hard drives, I use the T3 and T5. I've obviously less used these now for storage, and I use them for the camera. So this is actually being recorded onto the T5 right now, instead of using a CFast or SD card into the Pocket 4K. So these have pretty much become memory cards for my camera rather than storage for footage. But that's one of the things I love about the Pocket 4K, is the fact that I can take this, plug it right into the camera, and then plug it right into the computer. Don't have to do weird formatting, anything. It reads it just as a normal hard drive. Very easy to transfer footage off of, and very fast. But if you're looking just for a regular hard drive or anything, these, in my opinion, are the best bang for your buck hard drives that are going to last you for a very long time. Again, I have a 4 terabyte. That one was, you know, cheaper, but these even have gotten under to be around $200 for the 500 and sometimes even terabyte option. There's a little compartment in here where I always keep various, again, more lightning cables, USB-C cables, micro USB, and the reason I like to do that is, one, I always like being the guy who has the charger if anyone needs it, and if you have a lightning, micro USB, and USB-C, you can pretty much charge any phone or tablet out there in existence. Pretty much the last thing in this backpack is actually a little hidden compartment that stays by your side. So it's on the back of the backpack where your actual back is, but still easy access. This is where I keep my passport at all times. And so you can put your wallet or anything that you want to make absolute sure that you have access to, but can't be pickpocketed or anything as easily as, you know, if you put it up here, someone in theory could reach and grab this stuff pretty easily while it's on your back or while you're not paying attention. So this little secret compartment is going to be a lot harder to do that. That's pretty much it for this backpack. Again, I take this thing everywhere almost on a daily basis. I know there wasn't a ton of camera stuff in there, but this is basically kind of like the mobile tech station, reviewing footage, making thumbnails on the iPad, or even editing videos on the iPad itself. So yeah, now we'll move on to my actual camera case. So now for the camera case. All right, so this is the Pelican 1510. It's the biggest case that can be used as a carry-on. I absolutely hate checking stuff unless I absolutely have to. And so this one fits as a carry-on, which is why I like it. And of course, if you've never invested in a Pelican case, trust me, it sucks because obviously these hard cases are expensive, but they are incredibly useful and they last a very long time, and you can literally like run this thing over with your car or something. I don't want to get into that if you try it out, but they're very, very strong. Yeah, so as I mentioned, what I really like is now that I have the Pocket 4K, I can actually fit that thing in here compared to my old production 4K. Had a giant cage on it, and it was huge, and there's no way that I could fit it in here without breaking it all the way down, which was annoying. So I really like the fact that I can get the Pocket 4K in here if need be. But right now, again, this is kind of set up to be my go bag. I wanted something that, again, if I knew I had to shoot tomorrow and it was going to be nothing special, I just needed my normal stuff, then everything is in here. So I have lenses, batteries, and audio are kind of course, the trifecta of important things. I actually only shoot on 2 different lenses. Right now, I'm on the Canon 18-105 EFS lens. It's super cheap, had it forever, and you know, it does the job. My main lens that I use for pretty much all my videos to give a kind of more cinematic look is the Rokinon 35 T15 Cine style, which means it has the declicked aperture and of course the follow focus rings. So I use this thing pretty much every video that you've ever seen on this channel has been shot using this lens. It's a great cheap lens. It's a little softer than I would like, but it definitely gives that cinematic look. To go along with the lens, I have a Tiffin variable ND. This one was pretty pricey. It was around $250 or $300. I've had it for years. And there really is a big difference between, I've had $20 filters, and a lot of times they definitely give some sort of color tint onto your footage, and so this one is a lot better quality. Still nothing like the thousands of dollars of those ones or anything. There are some magenta shifting with this one. Your miles may vary, but for the most part I really like this. I also have a cheap little adapter here, probably really loud, I'm sorry. So the ND by itself fits on the Rokinon, but using this little $4 adapter, I can put this on the EFS lens to fit the front lens element. Moving on down the road here, I have the Camera follow focus system. I really like this follow focus. It's incredibly smooth, and it's got a magnetic follow focus ring here so you can do your markers if you need to. I always have this thing in the bag. I love having a nice follow focus round. Now we're getting into all audio stuff. If I need a quick microphone, my go-to is the Rode Video Micro. I've listened to the Rode Video Mic Pro or whatever the next step up is, and considering this is $50 and the other one's $100, mostly for what I do, this one is perfect. It's great. Yeah, this is just a great little mic to have for any quick run and gun audio. This, if I'm carrying a boom with me, and half of the time I don't even use a boom pole, I use a cheap light stand. Throw this on top with the Rode NTG4 Plus, and you have an awesome boom mount solution. Currently in here right now, I have my FreeWorld monitor in its little case. As you guys may have seen, my current HDMI output on the Pocket 4K is not working. I'll leave a card to that video if you want to see what happened. So this currently isn't on the camera, but here's my little 5-inch monitor, which came in this awesome little case with all of its bracket mounting and accessories all in here. Fits nice and snug. And then this is my little Rode case. Again, this normally has the Rode NTG4 Plus shotgun mic in it. It also has, for extra windy, you put this on top of the existing little mic filter up there. And this has the charging cable for the mic, everything in there. Bottom of the case, I have a handful of random mounts. These are always good to have on hand, whether you're clamping to something or you're mounting on, a traditional tripod mount hole. These are always great to have just because you never know when you need to mount a light or a prop or battery or anything like that. And then for wireless audio solutions, I have the, you can see there's a little bit of a trend here. I like Rode products. So I have the Rode Link wireless lab system, which is great. They've never really failed me, and they have great range, great audio sound to them, and just got a simple transceiver and receiver here. And lastly, in the case here is an empty box. No, this is where the Zoom H4n, which I mostly use as an audio interface with either the Rode Wireless Labs if I'm not going straight into the camera, or if I'm using it because the XLR cable into the Rode shotgun mic. So when I'm traveling, obviously I put it in here. Currently it's hooked up to the computer, and that's how you're getting this audio. This fits right in there, and that is pretty much what fits in this case. Now there are just a couple other things that I may or may not bring with me depending on the shoot. So I'll show you a couple different bonus items. All right, so this thing right here is a V-mount battery charger. So obviously the Pocket 4K has an internal battery, but everyone knows it's terrible. So I've always shot V-mounts. I have a couple V-mount plates for it. This is my biggest and best battery. This is the Anton Bauer 190. I got it because it is the biggest capacity that I could find, and this thing plugged into the Pocket 4K will give me about 14 hours of record time, so I never have to worry about batteries. It's currently plugged into another V-mount battery I have, and I used to charge them just through the D-tap port, which took forever. And this thing is great. It's made by Rolux, and the bottom plates fold up, so it's easy to travel with. Very thin profile when it's not in use, and then you just flip these out, plug it in like that, and then of course your lights would turn on and show you that it's charging if it was plugged in. So yeah, this is always, of course, good to have. And then every single YouTuber has to have good old GorillaPod here. So this I usually throw in either the backpack or another travel bag. Currently I have a Chinese knockoff of a GoPro on it, which I used for my last Black 2.0 paint. Card up there, check it out if you want to see that. But yeah, this, I mean, I don't even have to say much about this. This is just a given tripod to have. This is another one of those specialty items that I don't bring on every shoot because it does take up a little more space than I'd like. But going into my other backpack, I do have an actual bigger camera bag. And this one is the Camera matte box. So this has the 4x4 filters. So if I don't want to use the variable ND, I do have 4x4 slides that are always great to have. Throw them in here, put them in front of whatever lens that you are using, and yeah, this is always great. Now, one thing I didn't include in this video, but I wanted to do a dedicated video on, is on one of my new favorite pieces of camera tech, and that is the Tilta Max G2X with the Nano wireless follow focus bundle. This was their Black Friday selection that just came in last week. Super stoked about this. If you want to see this video, if you don't already know what it is a one-handed 3-axis gimbal to compete with the Ronin S, but it also comes with a full wireless follow focus system, which I absolutely love. So keep an eye out over the next week or so on a video on this. Super excited to get going on it and use it. So yeah, this has started to become part of my kit when I travel. But yeah, just wanted to include it, give a little teaser right here at the end. But yeah, so that is it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. And again, thanks Josh for calling me out. And hopefully you didn't forget about this. And even though the video's like, 2 months late, that's okay. If you guys want to see anything else, check the links in the description for all the products you saw. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that boring, good old YouTube call out stuff. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.